Good afternoon. Give me just one moment. All right, looks like I'm live. Good afternoon, Carol Buckalew with Inky Stampers. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the U.S. Hope everybody's having a good day. And again, my camera setup is wonky. Maybe Facebook will change everything back, and you know, my camera view will be normal once again. All right, I think I'm good here. All right. So I have a project for you today as opposed to a card. I can still see my lap in the camera view. I was trying to avoid that. Hey, Faith, thanks for joining. Oh gosh, still messing with my camera here. And of course I'm getting it all wonky. Just trying to move it a little bit at a time. There we go, maybe that's good. All right, we're good. So I have a project here today for you. And this is a one-piece, fold flat gift box. And it measures 2 inches by 2 inches by 4 inches tall. So it really sits this way. And it opens on both ends like this, and you're able to, hey Mary, thanks for joining. Rosie, thanks for joining. So you're able to make a bunch of these and store them flat, which is really kind of convenient. So if you're making favors, table favors, or favors for a shower, or, Halloween treats, whatever, this box will fold flat. And so storing is easy. I use the Autumn Leaves stamp set and dies. Yeah, you could put quite a bit of candy in this. Put some I see a glue dot stuck on the inside. I wonder why that is. Oh, I was probably photographing it to fold flat and it didn't want to sit flat just because, the paper is creased. But yeah, you could put a bunch of Tootsie Rolls, those little mini Tootsie Rolls in there, they'd be good. So I have pre-stamped and pre-die cut the pieces that decorate the front of the box, because really today is about making the box. So we're going to get started with that. This will be on my blog tomorrow. This took me a bit of figuring out. And I used a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. So the cardstock is actually cut to 12 by 8.5. And as I'm looking at this diagram, I'm thinking I probably could have gone down to maybe 10 by 8.5. I'm not 100% certain. It hurt my brain figuring this box out, the dimensions, but I got it done. So that's really all that matters. Let me grab a few pieces here. And so here's what I used. I used the Autumn Leaf stamp set, which is just lovely. This is Amy Kunder's $1 Million stamp set, and it is a favorite for sure. And I even have Amy's signature on this stamp set, which is pretty awesome. And then the Autumn Leaves dies. And in particular, I use the maple leaves and what I think these are birch leaves, and it's they're together. Hey, Sharon, how are you? And then I use the vein for these 2 leaves. And then I use the Stylish Shapes dies, which is a definite favorite. And I use this, this little skinny label die to cut my sentiment out. And we can put these aside. I've got quite a mess. I started working on craft fair items. So I've got stuff everywhere. All right. So this is the box, one of the boxes that I pre-cut. So, this is 12 inches out here. So you can see I probably could have gone maybe 10 by 8.5, I'm thinking. But it is what it is. I'm going to have to try it I'm going to have to resize it and work on that. But this is what I came up with. So anyway, this is kind of my template here. All right, so on the short side, on the 8.5 inch side, I am going to grab my scoring tool here. And on the 8.5 inch side facing up, I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch. And this is always tricky getting this little corner down here. When it's real close. Whoops, see, I slid off. Whoop, that's all right. All right, so 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches. All right, 4.5 inches. So when I'm doing long scores like this, I like to move my whole arm kind of in a straight line. I don't know, and that just didn't work. I just slid off the line, but it does seem to help me get straighter lines when scoring, especially on these long runs. So that was 4.5, and then we're going to do 6.5. See if I can manage to get this one. Well, I am slipping today. You know, I saw a trick. If you run a dryer sheet over your cardstock before you score, it's supposed to help your scoring tool glide better. I'm going to turn this to the 12 inch side across the top, and I'm going to score at 2 inches. Yes, it would definitely hold a tube of lotion, Rosie. It would hold any small gift item, a little bottle of perfume. So that was 2 inches, 4 inches. So it's a nice size box. And then we're going to skip over to 8 inches. And then 10 inches. And that is it for the scoring. And I am going to, before I burnish this, I want to start cutting away pieces. I find it to be a little bit easier. So I'm looking at my diagram. My little 1/2 inch section is over here on the left. I grabbed some bigger scissors for this. The original box that I made and this little sample box here, I actually cut on my paper trimmer. And it wasn't really too difficult to use. I'm using scissors for this demonstration because when I'm cutting on my paper trimmer for these kinds of cuts, I need to be directly over the trimmer, and I can't do that while I'm videoing. So scissors it is. So what we are going to do here, let me see. Maybe I'm going to turn it this way, maybe this way. So let's do this. So I'm going to cut out this 1/2 inch section. So I've got the 1/2 inch score here on the bottom. I'm going to cut the 1/2 inch section, and then these next 3 blocks, those all get cut away. See if I can cut straight here. I love making boxes. They're just so much fun. I just really enjoy it. And then we're going to cut this away. And you can really, you know, once you make one, like everything after that is pretty easy. It's not hard at all. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to cut that 1/2 inch section and then the next 3 blocks. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Keep your fingers crossed, would you? Keep your fingers crossed. Alrighty, and we'll come up and cut that off. All right, and then we need to cut out, let me get oriented here. See, I'm already like discombobulated here. Let me see what I need to do. I need to cut out these 2 little sections. Sorry, I'm not really following comments right now. I'm focusing on not messing this up. And save your cut out pieces. I save mine to cut out my leaves, to stamp and cut out my leaves. You know, I didn't need all of the cut out pieces, but I definitely use them, and I threw them in my scrap bin so that I have them for future projects. And this is, by the way, from the Regal's 12 by 12 cardstock pack. All right, let me see here. What do we have? What do we have? I'm kind of okay, I need to cut these two sections up. Let me make sure I'm not going to mess up here. Yeah, I need to cut up this center section. And this center section, we're going to take this center section out. I'm having trouble seeing my lines. The light is just not favorable right now. And then I'm going to flip around and do this side. And you'll see here in a minute what I'm doing. And then this one. But you know, like I was saying, once you make one box, they really come together quickly. All right, I'm now going to, let me turn this. I'm now going to cut this section out that I just kind of isolated with those two cuts. We did. Fingers crossed that I'm still on track here, guys. All right, and I'm just bending these back so that I don't cut what I need to save there. So this one gets cut out. But this is the perfect size for little die cuts, so definitely save those pieces. All right, what do we have here? How am I looking? I need to now cut, all right, I need to cut up this tab, these little side tabs. This is why I made myself a little cheat here to keep next to me, because I've only made a couple of these. So, all right, now I think, let me see here okay, now we can start cutting some tabs in half. And this just reduces bulk. I'm just eyeballing this approximately. But I'm going to take about half that tab. It's about 1 inch. So yeah, I think I could have sized down on the paper. But hey, hindsight, right? And we've got to reduce these tabs in half. Whoops. All right, and then these get reduced by half as well. It just cuts down on bulk. There we go. And then I'm going to switch over to my small scissors. And I am going to now notch all of these tabs. You will have 7 total. Get all these notched. Came in a little close on this one, but I think it'll be all right. And I'm going to notch this one. So we are back to enjoyable weather. We had a few days of heat and humidity, and that cleared out again. And it was a chilly 43 degrees when I got up this morning. I actually turned the heat on for like 5 minutes just to take the chill out of the house. I was so cold. All right, and I want to get my little flap here. And then 2 more tabs here to notch. And then we can go ahead and get our box put together. Get it burnished up and get it put together. Rosie, I hope you're cooling down sometime soon. It was 53 this morning. Sharon, I saw you said 43 exclamation point. We were at 53. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish along all of my score lines using my bone folder. Helps your box have a nice crease. And then we'll get these tabs are already burnished. So let me just get these little ones. And then we are good. All right. So our box is going to come together like this. So this 1/2 inch tab is, you were in the 70s. Rain. Yes, you need rain. Contain that fire. Stay safe. So our box is going to form a little tube. So this 1/2 inch seam actually sits on the inside of the box. And I'm going to grab my tear and tape. And we're going to put a couple of strips of tear and tape across here. I used 2 strips. And I'm going to let that hang off. I'll trim it here in a second. Hopefully I don't tear my paper. That go there. Just trim that off. Not that it matters, but all right. And yeah, I need to, I'm going to grab my take your pick tool. Oh, you're enjoying some nice weather too, Mary. Glad to hear it. I like to use the pointy end of my take my pick tool to release adhesive. So I took that cover off that first piece of tear and tape so that I can come back and apply a second strip. I want this to hold together nicely. And tear and tape is super strong. So that will definitely work for us. And again, I'm going to just trim that little end off and get rid of it. Now it wants to stick to me. All right, and grab my take your pick tool to release that cover on the tear and tape. Now so this is the 1/2 inch section folded inwards, and from the second score line from the right, I'm going to fold that right in half, and that will assemble our box together. And then we now have a functioning box. But, I mean, it really doesn't take long. You get a little turned around. I have a diagram for you to show you how to, how to cut the box. So that's really all you need. And once you do 1 or 2, it goes by pretty easy. I'm going to grab my pieces here. I'm using some paper from the Flowering Zinnias designer series paper. They're 12 by 12 sheets. I was looking for a paper that wasn't sold out. We just recently had a paper sale, and yeah, lots of paper sold out. So I was looking for a pattern that I would want to use that would match my cardstock. And, oh, my little lid's not sitting just right. I wonder why. Why are you not sitting right? For one thing, my little lid is not creased good there. See if that helps. Okay, we're going to make this. Whoops. I'm not sure why that's not wanting to sit correctly. I'm going to make this my top. Since the other one's being a little persnickety, I may not have gotten it lined up exactly. Voila. Yes, exactly, Rosie. Hey, Mom. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to go ahead and just get my little pieces of paper. So these square sides are 2 by 2. So I have cut my designer series paper to 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And then I've got a panel for the 4 long sides. I didn't bother putting one on the top. But if you were going to display this box on its side, which you definitely could do, you might want to put a 1 by 7/8 by 1 7/8 piece on the bottom as well. And that is really bugging me. I don't know why that lid doesn't want to stay closed. That is strange. I don't know. I didn't have that problem with the other boxes. It figures, right? When you go to do a video, it figures. Okay. But, you know, super cute. Even this paper, these colors would be really cute, Rosie, for Halloween. If you'd want to decorate up some boxes. Because I know you give out little gifties when you go out. These would be cute. Or fill them up for the grandkids, or... See, you can give the grandkids a whole... This would hold a whole bunch of candy. And you can give these to the grandkids and then send them home, right? Isn't that what they say when you're a grandparent? Get them all hyped up on sugar and then send them home. All right, one more. And then we can decorate our box. So really, pretty simple. Something fun, something that you can make ahead of time. Easy storage, since it folds flat. And that is really, really bugging me. I'm about ready to tape that in closed, seriously. In fact, I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to glue it. I'm going to glue it closed because it's really bugging me. If I can, let me find the opening here. We'll fix that. Because I really don't need to worry about storing this. So if you were going to store it, you wouldn't want to do that. All right. So this is what I would consider the front of my box since it opens from here. So I'm going to lay that down, and we're going to, I've cut a couple of maple leaves here from Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to get these glued on. You already did the book boxes. Oh, nice. Yeah. Those book boxes are really nice. But you never know. You might need another one. Or save it for next year. And I'm going to come just about to the top of that box. And it's okay if my leaves are hanging over. My leaf is sticking to me rather than the project. And I'm just going to kind of crisscross these maple leaves here at the top of the box. Just kind of stack them up. I love maple leaves. I think they're so pretty. The maple trees are just starting to show a tiny bit of color. And it's because we had a couple of cool nights already. So it kind of signaled the trees like it's time to turn color. And then this is the little double birch leaf. And I crushed curry cardstock. I stamped the leaves in crushed curry, die cut them. And then I die cut the stem from copper, and I'm not going to be able to remember what it's copper, silver, and gold. Textured metallic, I believe, is what they're called. I'm going to snip the stem off of my leaves here because I don't need it. But before I adhere those, I want to get a little bit of Stampin' Seal here. Oh yeah, definitely for your Christmas treats. I'm going to just run a bit of Stampin' Seal across the base of the maple leaves. Grab some linen thread. And let me see here. Just cut a length off, and I'm going to run this between my thumbnail and my fingernail just to kind of get the kinks out. Linen thread loves to curl. And then I'm going to just kind of loop this into a loopy bowl. I'm not tying any knots. I am just going to kind of gather that thread in the middle and stick it down to the Stampin' Seal. And then I can come back and just trim my ends off here. There we go. But not tying a bow prevents, that from being too built up over these leaves since they are stacked together. I'm going to apply some more glue to our birch leaves here, and they are going to sit on top, kind of to the side. I don't want to hide my all of my maple leaves. Just give that a press down here for a second. Yeah, this would be really pretty in the Christmas. We have so many pretty Christmas papers this year. They are awesome. All right, this is my little sentiment with a grateful heart. So this can be a thank you gift. Could be a Thanksgiving favor. And I'm going to use, I've got half dimensionals here. And I'm going to lay a stack of 3. But I'm only putting them, I'm keeping them to the right of the label. I don't want to put any here because this portion of the label is going to sit over top of my stacked leaves. So I don't want to, in fact, let me check it just to be sure. Actually, I was going to double stack them. 1 stack is sufficient. These leaves are stacked more on top of each other. And so I had to do a double stack under my sentiment label. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see the double stack in there. But anyway, this worked out that I don't need that double stack. So I'm going to go ahead and I will apply a little bit of glue just to kind of hold that end down. But I go ahead and take my dimensional covers off here. So the brand new September to December 2024 mini catalog launched today. The scrapbooking brochure launched today. And I will just say that if you are doing holiday crafting, I highly recommend that you order what you want sooner rather than later. We have so many cute things. I'm going to put this label at just a slight angle like that. Now we'll go up and down. There's so many cute holiday things for fall and for Christmas. So if there's something that you see or you want, I wouldn't wait a long time to order it because I do expect that some of that stuff will go on back order, especially the designer series papers. Oh, I just got another pack of peppermint adhesive back gems. Yay for me, because they're now out of stock. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, stuff is just kind of flies off the shelves this time of year. All right, these are the gold textured adhesive back dots. They have a bit of gold glimmer in them. They're really pretty, and I'm just going to grab a large one here, and I am going to put that right there on the left side of my sentiment label. And that is my little autumn leaves, 1-piece fold flat box. But aren't they cute? I mean, they're just so cute. I enjoy making these. I am going to redesign this box. Look, this one's flat. This one's coming undone too. I don't get it. I enjoy making these, and I am going to rework this design because I think I could go smaller. I could definitely get away with an 11 by 8.5-inch piece of paper. I don't know. It was hurting my brain. Honestly, my brain was seriously hurting trying to figure out the dimensions and how to cut this. But anyway, so that is our little treat box. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you back here next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye.